When they tracked Jason Bourne, they looked at his physical movement because that gave them an idea of who he was. And here's the most important thing, and I'll say this. It's not the view of things, who he was seeing, where he went. It was the meaning. They would always say, what does this mean about Jason's activity? When you start to think about out of home, don't think about the view of it. Oh, we've got these massive billboards in Times Square. We got these the signs at bus shelters. We have these things at doctor's offices. It's the meaning of it and what it can teach you about the consumer journey when you don't have line of sight outside of sort of the fixed appointment of media that they're consuming. So I give you the Bourne identity analogy because so much of what they were tracking behind him was the meaning of the movement of his physical behavior. I say this, and I would tell Lexus at times, because we do LGBTQ marketing, and I said, look, we can identify somebody's career, even if they haven't told their family, because we're tracking their locations and visitation pattern, meaning if they're attending a lot of pride events, going to Queer X, Queer Days, Out 100, I said, I guess what? They are either heavily allied or they're likely identifying themselves as queer, even if they haven't told their family. Because the meaning of the movements is more powerful than the appearances of where they show up. All right, so what does in real life teach us? Because this is a very important notion. The first thing is that the new normal coming out post-COVID is everything goes back and is now oriented around experiential. So concerts are booming everywhere. Everyone's going back to the movie theaters, and what we've started to see is that we as human beings need to be out in space, and we need to experience it. So out of home now joins the experience economy, meaning experience is not looking at it, experience is participating in it, engaging in it. And that's what the digital aspect of out of home is now going to accelerate and facilitate. It now becomes a part of the experience economy. Experience economy for people who aren't tracking is the notion to be able to say, hey, I've traveled these places, I've been these places. That's now part of the currency to be more worldly, to actually talk about what you've experienced as an individual. Well, that's still relevant for marketing as well. So when you see out of home's opportunity to now enter the experience economy, then you have to think about how you accelerate the agenda of how you play in the space.